Alright, guys, just found out I've been accepted in the Walt Disney World College Program, Main Entrance Operations. Main Street Operations, too, kind of, because I work around that area, or at least I hope to. You either work around Main Street and work the turnstiles at the front gate and do parade control and sometimes work the train, or you work out in the parking lot, flagging people in, uh, working the tram and all that, which is fine, but I'd prefer to be there up front. And let's see, gotta answer some questions because I was the one asking them, an hour ago before I didn't know. No, this whole past month I've been asking questions about what questions to ask during the phone interview, how long does it take after the phone interview for you to find out, how long do you have to accept the decline if you find out you've been accepted. So let's go from the start. I did my phone interview last Thursday, which I'm going to pull up my calendar, was the 15th. I had it at 11 a.m. And I found out today, March 21st, so that's about 6 days later. And I found out about actually around 11 o'clock or so. It was when I sent the email and I didn't check till just a little bit ago. So, yeah, 6 days, and I was accepted. However, I've read a lot of people who've been, took a week, it took 7 days. But a lot of people still, some are taking 2 weeks, some are taking 3 weeks, some are taking a couple of months. And it just because you haven't gotten accepted yet and it's been a week doesn't mean you're not going to get accepted. It's a process. So one of the big questions was everybody's nervous about the phone interview. Those of you who are applying and waiting for a phone interview, and I was nervous about this too because I hate talking on phones, let alone to somebody I don't know, and so I was very worried. And I did some research on questions, and it's a good thing to do to research questions asked because quite a few questions they asked I was prepared for because I had read them. But the phone rang, said Buena Vista, Florida, and I thought, oh boy, here we go, I'm going to screw it up. I answered it, and just the nicest lady on the planet. Like I said, my appointment was at 11 a.m., and literally 11 a.m. the phone rang, so I kind of joked with her, like, well, you're right on time, and she's like, well, actually, my clock says it's 11:01, and so shared a nice laugh, and uh, anyway, yeah, she said, well, we like to go above and beyond what people expect of us, and that's kind of how it started out. She was very, very friendly. I mean, you read on the internet where people are like, oh, they're so friendly, you don't got to worry, but I just didn't believe it. I was like, I don't care how friendly they are, or it's going to be terrible, but it's not. They were friendly, so that part you don't have to worry about. Couple questions I stumbled on, and you still don't got to worry. They don't, I mean, I'm sure they listen to a million of these every day. I don't know exactly, but they're very, very nice about it, so don't worry about it. So, I'm going to go through and tell you some of the questions I was asked, and a lot of them seem kind of general, so I try to remember these or write these down if you haven't really been researching, because I'm guessing they might ask you as well. So, the first question, and I think that's the question that everybody gets asked, is why do you want to do the Disney College Program? And anyway, so think of something good, think of something juicy, talk about being a part of magic. You'll have that down. Then they ask from questions like, are you familiar with the Disney look? And, my hair probably needs to be sliced off a little bit. It's touching my ears, and that's what she specified. It's not, plus it's just big and poofy. She'll ask you if you want, fall or fall advantage or whatever you're applying for, and I'm fall advantage, and I said I would like that, and I got it, so that's kind of cool. They'll ask if you have any tattoos or piercings that would be visible outside of a one-piece bathing suit, and I don't have any, so I don't have anything to worry about, but that's something for you guys to figure out. Uh, they asked, have you had any experience living with roommates? I have not. I just said no, but I'm up for it. I'm excited for it. Just be upbeat about it. Uh, they asked, uh, name a couple problems that might arise when living with a roommate, which kind of caught me off guard. I thought maybe they'd ask something like, how would you handle a problem? But instead, they ask, name some problems that would arise. And I just said, uh, you're going to have those little problems like who drank the milk, and you're going to have sometimes issues if somebody gets off at 1 a.m. but you have to get up at 4 a.m. to go to work. So if they're loud and walking around the apartment screaming, that's not going to be good. So I said that, and then I actually went into how I solved those problems, even though she didn't ask, but I think she liked it. And then also one of the first questions she asked me was Disney World or Disneyland, and they'll ask everybody this. And I said, both. I said, but put a little emphasis on Disney World. And I joked with her. I said, I live all the way in Washington State, so if I'm in Disney World, my relatives would have a really hard time bugging me if I was, all the way down there. And she just thought that was really funny. So, just be yourself, make them laugh, tell cheesy stuff. They'll like that. Yeah, so I said I really don't care. I like both, but just put a small emphasis over Disney World, just because you tend to make a little more money. Rent's a little cheaper over there. You got your own transportation system. So that's the only reason I did that. Don't got to worry about bringing a car. I don't really go anywhere, so some people want their cars. I don't necessarily need it. She asked a lot about previous work. Now, for some people that I've seen apply have said that they had no previous work experience and they got in just fine. But she asked a lot about mine, and luckily I had a job that was 12 hours, 12-hour shifts, days and nights. That was, a fast-paced environment, very repetitive. So I told her these things, made sure I put emphasis on them, because that's kind of the jobs at Disney. They're repetitive and long hours, and so I think she'd like that too. Then she went in and asked what my first, second, and third pick for roles are, and she went through them. And I actually said my first one would be like a park greeter, working the turnstiles, because I like the guest interaction, and that's what I actually ended up getting, was main gate operation. As I said, I won't know for sure if I'm officially a park greeter or a parking lot attendant until I get there, but I'm hoping, since I said park greeter, that's what I'll get. That'd be awesome. Then I said character attendant, and then I said photo pass, but those were my next two, and obviously I got my first one. But she will ask you, and she'll want, or he or she will ask you, and they'll want you to explain why and how you'd be good there. They said, how would you go about greeting a guest when they walked in the park? How would you make them feel special? And I just said, you got to make sure you really, pay attention to them, that you're not focusing on the next person as they're coming in the gate, as I pictured it, because I'm doing main gate stuff. So I just said, make sure you tell them have a magical day. If you have time and it's not a busy time, ask them where they're from and interact with them, and smile real big for them. Give them the Disney smile, and they'll like you. You like Captain Jack Sparrow back there? He's kind of overlooking me a little bit. Let's see. She asked if I had any experience handling cash or credit cards, and I really didn't. I've just done a little bit at like garage sales and stuff where somebody hands you 20 and she said, oh no, that all counts. And so she liked that. She'll ask if you are comfortable working indoors or outdoors, and I said both. She'll ask if you like working in fast pace, slow pace, or medium pace, and I said medium pace. I like a little bit of both. She'll ask if you have a U.S. driver's license, and that's kind of it. One question she asked me that was the one I really stumbled on because it kind of caught me off guard. Was when was the last time you received excellent service, and how did it make you feel? And it really kind of, I mean, I guess in some way you can relate it to, the Disney process or working there, but when was the last time you received excellent service, and how did it make you feel? And I was fortunate enough to be at Walt Disney World just a few weeks ago on a vacation, and we had dinner at downtown Disney at Portobello, I believe it's called, Italian restaurant, and we really actually did receive really good service. So I told her about that experience and said, we just felt very humbled and very happy and this and that. And she just thought that was a really good answer, that I received good service at a Disney place. And she said, we're so glad we try to make our guests as happy as possible. And so that was probably good. So, think of something like that, restaurants or whatever, and, relate it to that. Trying to think, she asked, when was there ever a time I went above and beyond what somebody expected of me? And I listed something that happened in my past job that I had to do. She asked if I ever was in charge in an emergency situation, and I actually had been. It's probably not a bad thing if you say no, because, but I have been before, so I told her that it was a whole fire situation, and you know what? That's kind of it. She asked me, she asked me where I went, and I said park greeter. I said Disney World, and I got both of those requests. I also requested Magic Kingdom at a park to work at. Obviously, I won't know that until I get down there, but I did get, main gate operations, and I asked for that. And I did get Disney World, and I asked for that, so maybe third time's a charm. Maybe I'll get that Magic Kingdom, and I'll be taking your ticket very soon. Anyways, guys, if you have any questions about it, you can comment, and I'll answer. Otherwise, if you're applying and waiting, keep waiting. They're going to tell you one way or another, but good luck. See you guys.